What is going on, my super sandwiches? Rhymestyle here. Today I want to take a minute to talk about Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 and the next DLC Pack 6, otherwise known as Extra Pack 2. Now, for the remainder of this video, I'm going to refer to it as Extra Pack 2, because if I keep saying DLC 7, DLC 6, DLC yada yada yada, it's going to get kind of confusing. So, Extra Pack 2, which is the one which consists of Jiren, the brand new Android 17, and whatever else they have planned for us with like Fu and the new quests and stuff. Yada yada yada. That. We're going to talk about that. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is Extra Pack 3 and Extra Pack 4, otherwise known as DLC Pack 7 and 8. A couple weeks ago, there was actually a fake leak that was created. I don't know if someone just made it just because they wanted to troll, or they were just trying to, like, I don't know, just discuss it, whatever. But someone made, like, a fake leak saying that DLC 7 and DLC 8 were officially confirmed or in the works. It's 100% false. As of right now, there is no plans for DLC 7 and DLC 8, because for starters, if there was, and that was a legit leak, they would have called it Extra Pack 3 and Extra Pack 4, not to get confused with the DLC 1 through 4 series that were released in Season 1. So anything after DLC 4 is referred to Extra Pack 1, Extra Pack 2. If that was real, they would have referred to it as Extra Pack 3 and Extra Pack 4. Now, that's not to say that we most likely will not see an Extra Pack 3 and Extra Pack 4 at some point over the course of the next year. As you guys know, Dragon Ball FighterZ is kind of like the big focus for Bandai right now. However, DIMS is not part of the Dragon Ball FighterZ project. They're kind of doing it independently, and while they're working on Xenoverse 3, which we assume is happening since the game is still selling like hotcakes apparently, they actually have the luxury of being able to release updates like DLC Pack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yada yada yada, over the course of whenever the hell they want. As long as successful. As long as DLC or Extra Pack 3, or 2 I should say, wow, I'm already getting confused. Extra Pack 2, which is coming out over the course of their near future, if that ends up being very, very successful, I would not be surprised if they end up, exploring more options and, either give us older characters or just, address other stuff that they could have added to the game that they couldn't do in the past just because they didn't have the resources to do so. Because, right now at this point, they have to kind of like buy time between now and the next release of Xenoverse, which would potentially happen sometime in 2019 or even 2020. I have no idea. They never really confirmed like when it's coming out, or even if it's coming out. We just assume it's coming out because of how successful the series is. And in the past, we've seen interviews by DIMS mention that they have a lot of future plans for the Xenoverse series, whether it be in regards to future DLC or just Xenoverse 3 in general. To not do Xenoverse 3 again, it will be stupid because the game literally is still selling like hotcakes, despite have coming out a year and a half ago, and even further if you count from when the point that Xenoverse 1 was released. The Xenoverse series has sold over 8 million copies. It's freaking insane. So with that said, Xenoverse 3 is going to happen at some point. But the big question right now that the community has been asking since the release of Extra Pack 1 is, where the hell is DLC Pack 6 or Extra Pack 2? I want to play as Jiren. I want Ultra Instinct Goku. Yada yada yada. I want to test out Fu. Where the hell is it at? It is now halfway through February and we know nothing. Now, to answer that question, honestly, I have no idea. However, I can tell you that because we're about halfway through February and we still have no information, that leads me to believe we're probably looking at a release sometime in either March or perhaps even April. And the reason why is because either, number one, they realized that what they're trying to create is a little bit ambitious and they wanted to kind of push it back to focus on, perfecting it. I mean, as you guys know, the Xenoverse series, even though it's super fun, it had a lot of issues. And the last thing you want to do is create a content pack, Extra Pack 2, and add more to those issues. I mean, the biggest pain that I've always had with the game since Xenoverse 1 is the wonky netcode. I mean, with Xenoverse 1, it was kind of like, well, you kind of play with it and get used to it, yada, 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 accept it. But over the course of the release of Xenoverse 2, you really couldn't do that in the long run, and the netcode ended up being kind of a big downfall to the game as far as its longevity. You guys remember, with Xenoverse 1, whenever a new DLC pack was released, it breathed a lot of life into the game. But what I noticed with Xenoverse 2, every time they released a brand new DLC pack, it always came down to like where like the first 2 weeks were super hyped, the new characters was fun, the modes and attacks, yada yada yada, were really, really cool. And then you remember, oh yeah, that's right, I just got punched from across the map and now I'm dead somehow magically because I got a stamina break and I'm dead. So with that said, there's a lot of issues that need to be addressed. I mean, we can't really go into the details, but last time when we were at Bandai, which is like sometime in December for Xenoverse 2 stuff, we did get a chance to sit down with the producers, like the direct producers, like the top dogs of the project for the Xenoverse series, and we told them every single pain point possible. Like, we gave them a lot of information. I don't know how much we can even talk about with this, whether it's now or in the future, but we gave them a lot of information, and I feel like the information we gave them was going to be going into the release of DLC Pack 6 or Extra Pack 2 and kind of like perfect it and make it better. Now, with that said, with everything that we gave them, we have no idea how much of it is going to actually go into the release of Extra Pack 2, or if anybody will make it, or if it's going to be going into the next game, but we gave them a lot of information. And like the thing that I'm thinking about is, along with the project that they're trying to put out with Extra Pack 2, which is going to give us those brand new modes, the new story mode, as well as the new characters. There's possibility that they're probably working on the extra stuff to, you know, make the game even better. Fingers crossed. Again, fingers crossed, because I have no idea how much of this stuff has been going into the game, but let's just say it was an eye-opening experience from, you know, showing them every single thing that was wrong with the game as far as like netcode, yada yada yada, all that stuff. Hopefully after release we can kind of go into detail of what actually was said during that meeting, but for now it's just something that we can't really discuss that much. But trust me, we gave them everything that there is to know about that game as far as like, hey, please, for the love of God, address this before you do anything else. So with it being halfway through February right now, the way it usually works is we would have seen something in regards to the release of this pack probably about 2 weeks ago. Since we haven't yet, I assume that we're not going to get it at least until March, just due to the fact that that's just how it works. I mean, they're not going to just randomly be like, hey, by the way, DLC 6, here you go. They're not going to just drop it on us. They're going to kind of have to build up through it, through things like V-Jump. If we don't see anything about DLC Pack 6 in V-Jump this month, which should be sometime over the course of the next week or so, if we see nothing, that is going to 100% confirm that we're not going to be getting it at least until March, if not April. I saw already a couple leaks going around as far as like, oh, they pushed back the release date. Here's the leak. They're all fake. For right now, there's nothing that's been discussed or put out. It's all just kind of stuff that, you know, either people are just trying to, you know, troll or just, I don't know, release false hope. There's nothing yet. Officially, I can tell you right now, there's still nothing yet. I've been asking Bandai US, even though they might have, you know, very limited information as well, pretty much on almost a daily basis about what they know about DLC 6 or what we can relay as far as information, and even they don't even know yet what's going on. So with that said, as far as DLC 6, we just kind of have to wait and see what happens. But I do want to again confirm that there is no DLC 7, there's no DLC 8 yet. If there was, those leaks that happened a couple of weeks ago would have said Extra Pack 3 and 4, but I did ask, and I was told that, you know, that there's still nothing going on with that for right now. But again, with how successful the Xenoverse series has been, I would not be surprised that if DLC 6 or Extra Pack 2 does really, really well, then I wouldn't be surprised if they do, you know, something else at some point in the next couple months. Because again, they kind of have to fill in the gaps between now and the release of Xenoverse 3 to keep something going. Because they're not going to just kind of drop the momentum and let Bandai focus on the release of Fighters, because they're two different games. For the love of God, we can enjoy Fighters and we can enjoy Xenoverse. Like, I know we like to troll and, you know, have our jokes on both games here and there. Some people don't like Fighters, some people don't like Xenoverse, but for the love of God, we can enjoy both of those games, okay? Can we stop that? Can we stop that war? Thank you. Although I like to make a lot of jokes on Xenoverse a lot lately, just due to the fact that the netcode has been all over the place. But beside the point, I still enjoy the game. I do plan on coming back into Xenoverse somewhat, I want to say heavily, depending on what they actually do with DLC 6 once it's out, probably in the next couple of weeks or so once we get more information. But it's honestly going to come down to what they do with the actual netcode. Because, like, I mean, think about it. If they can literally address the netcode even the slightest and make it just even the slightest pinch better, it's a little pinch better, I guarantee you that that's going to breathe so much life into the game. I mean, like, I know a lot of you guys like to just hop on and play the game in offline mode or play with your friends locally and stuff like that. It's not all about online mode, but for me, and for a lot of people, I should say, it usually just comes down to the online play. Like, the online play is what makes a game last a long time, or adds longevity to a game for people. And I'm one of those people. Like, I like to play online. I like to hop on and have some fights with C-Reacts. I like to have some fights with Jane and Tasting and my other friends. And I like to have fights with you guys. But again, when you hop online and you get that one stamina break from across the map where literally the other player's not even next to you, and the next thing you know, you're dead, it does get kind of discouraging to keep playing the game. And that's kind of like what kind of pushed me away from the game over the course of the past, like, 3 or 4 weeks since the release of Fighters. I didn't drop the game. In fact, literally, as I started recording this video, I was playing the Hit Raid this past weekend. So I can still hop on here and have fun with the game for what it is. But hopefully, you know, DLC 6 or Extra Pack 2 does end up adding, you know, a bunch of resolve to the issues that have been plaguing the game since it was released a year and a half ago. But as of right now, like I said, we have no idea what's going on with DLC 6. There's zero information. I get tweets almost daily like, Rhymestyle, make a video! I can't make a video if there's no information. I'm just a messenger, man. It's like sometimes people assume that, like, I'm the person and just decides, hey, DLC 6, it's happening right now. That's not how it works. But I can say that if there's no information released in V-Jump in the next week or so, or week and a half, that further confirms that we're probably not going to get this mode for another 2 months, maybe, at best. And I think it's okay. I mean, if they're taking the extra time out to work on those extra issues, by all means, go for it. You know, I'd rather them actually spend that extra time, you know, and really, really develop DLC 6 to what it should be and potentially solve other problems, than just give us another broken mode that's going to piss us off. Now, as far as anything else, we still have no information what we're going to be getting as far as Hero Coliseum or, like, the full breakdown, what to get in DLC Pack 6. based on what we saw from Japan, DLC Pack 6 is the most expensive DLC pack. It's selling at $16.99. But if you did get the pack, the extra pack set for $16.99, that will give you both extra pack 1 and 2 for one low price. But if you get separately, get ready to pay a little bit more. So if you have not decided whether or not you want to buy it yet, just keep in mind that if you buy the extra pack set, it is going to be cheaper than buying each pack separately. But again, I would also recommend you wait to see what's actually in the pack before you decide to invest an extra 16 bucks in a mode that could potentially be broken. So just hold off on that if you haven't yet. But as far as everything to expect, all we know so far is you're getting Jiren, you're getting Angel 17, which is going to be a brand new, unique character. Not a reskin, but a unique character. Hopefully, you're going to see some stuff that we saw in this past Dragon Ball Super episode. We'll get Fu. We're going to get a fourth character, which they have not technically confirmed yet. But again, Bandai Europe in the past did mention that we're going to get the brand new transformation for Goku in the next pack. And then shortly after that, they deleted that post. So I don't know if that was an accident, or they didn't mean to do that, or they didn't mean to leak it, yada, yada, yada. But it's assumed that Ultra Instinct Goku is going to be the other fourth character to be added, and I would not be surprised if they add even more as of right now. As far as the Super Saiyan Blue stuff and the free update that's going to address other things, it's going to be released around the same time. They're not going to release it separately. Probably like a day before the official release date for DLC 6, we'll get the update, which will give us Super Saiyan Blue for our custom created characters and all that good stuff. But for now, we're kind of just in limbo. So in the meantime, I guess, enjoy playing fighters with your friends, or even Xenoverse, or Dokkan, or whatever the hell you want to enjoy. But for right now, there is zero information as far as what to expect with DLC Pack 6. And all we can really wait for is the next V-Jump. And again, if there's nothing in V-Jump, then we'll have to wait the next month. And if that's the case, if we don't get anything at this month, and the next V-Jump in March reveals, like not the March issue, but in actual March, if we get V-Jump information in March, at best, we could probably expect it at the end of March, if not April. So that's kind of how it works. With that said, if you have any other questions in regards to DLC 6 that I didn't potentially answer in this video, feel free to either tweet me at Rhymestyle or just comment it down below and discuss amongst yourself. But again, the question I want to ask you guys now is, what is the one thing you're looking forward to the most from what we already know in DLC Pack 6? Let me know in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed today. My name is Rhymestyle. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.